am laughing my head off. I just talked to you for 5 minutes and it wasn't live and it's still flashing. I don't even know if it's on now. This is so fun. Okay, I think I'm finally live, even though I've already been talking for 5 minutes. I'm not sure. Okay, 12 seconds of live. Yes, yes, I'm going to start all over again. The purpose of today's show is for me to answer questions of anybody that happens to come along. I'm sort of theming today's show. I'm thinking of it as doing it different. So I started by putting my hair up. I never put my hair up. I don't like my hair up. So I thought, well, if you're going to talk about doing it different, you got to do it different. And I also went ahead and went ghetto with my background. Now, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to make everything look pretty and nice. But I want to talk to you a little bit about how to deal with having your children at home. And it's not going to be pretty and nice. It's not going to be perfect all the time. You're going to have to do the improv version of yes and. Your child's going to say hide and seek, and you're going to have to yes and that. Your child may not say anything, and you're going to have to grab the nearest item and make it playful and fun and try to encourage language. So today is me addressing this whole doing it different lifestyle that everybody's stuck in right now. Everyone globally is having to learn how to do it different. So my hair is up, my background is a little bit ghetto, but my brain is with me because you always have to have your brain. We are stuck inside, yes, but we are not stuck homeschooling our kids. We are blessed by the presence of our children. We are blessed to be homeschooling our children. Now, some of you are doing that, but some of you weren't. And the ones of you that haven't done that before, that are suddenly, going, oh my gosh, how do I fill my days? You start by realizing that, oh my goodness, you don't have to get them to school on time. You don't have to fight with anyone to eat before they leave, dress before they leave, brush their hair before they leave. You don't have to brush your hair before they leave, eat before they leave. You don't have to do anything in any particular fashion. You get to do it different. You get to be messy if you want. If you are predominantly a messy person, but you've been having therapists come in and you just really feel the stress of all the time having to keep it perfect, now you don't have to. Go ahead, be messy. Embrace it and embrace your child. And let's have a little fun. Now, I don't know if my sound is working. I don't know if this Facebook Live thing is working. And I don't know how to figure out if anyone has any questions. So I'm going to try and pay attention to that. And I'm going to try to figure it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And that's kind of the attitude I need you to have. If you want to really shift into a place where homeschooling becomes a blessing, because trust me, it can be the most fantastic blessing, then what we have to do is be comfortable not knowing what comes next. When I homeschooled my kids, it was because school wasn't working. And I literally, in a year and a half, caught 2 of the 4 of them up to grade level after years and years and years of them not even being able to recognize the letters of the alphabet and know their sounds. So homeschooling has been proven over and over again in studies to be superior academically. But when it comes to autism, it's superior in another way too, socially. As long as you love what you're doing. Oh, look, somebody's talking to me. I can hear you. Yay, you sound great. I'm doing my best. And I love the idea of teaching my kids in our mess and at our pace. Thank you. Well, of course, some of your kids don't like to sleep at night. Now, this is a good one, actually. I love that I don't plan in advance. It makes life less stressful. And you should do that with homeschool. You should schedule time with your children, but don't schedule what you'll do in any big degree, because that'll make you feel like you have to stick to the plan, right? And if you have to stick to the plan, you may not see that what you were after just unfolded in front of you. So it's important to be spontaneous. So this whole thing about I know I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Tell me back. Hey, this is cool. We can interact. What did I interrupt myself on? Let's see if I get an answer. This is really cool. I never did this before. Um, anyway, so I'm going to give you an example on that idea of sometimes we're going after the plan and we're not realizing we already got it. So let's say that you planned, I'll give you an exact example actually. So I had a son that I did what I call walk and talks with. And I did that because he talked better when he walked. And his job each time was to convince me of something, whether it was a particular car that he thought I should like, or one time he was trying to convince me that he should have a dog, which we already had dogs, but another dog. And so he would try and learn how to manipulate me or motivate me in his direction. It's a very good skill to have. Well, if I was so married to the idea of him doing that particular thing, I might not notice when he motivates me not to do the walk and talk. If he gives me a good argument for why we shouldn't go out, then he already did it. And if I'm so busy sticking to my plan, then I'm going to miss that. This is a problem your children have at school. They don't always do things in the rhythm that other people do. So here they are. They're finally ready to do something or say a word or ask properly in a full sentence, and the timing's off. And so they're shut down because now it's circle time, or now it's quiet time, or now it's reading time. But you're at home. You're at home. Man, isn't that awesome? No plan at all. Just time that you set aside. And an awareness that you want three things. You want to help with communication. You want to help with social skills. And you want to build bigger. Whatever it is they perseverate on, whatever it is they do that is repeatedly acted on. Like it can be a movement, it could be like this. I had a son, he still likes to do this actually. Another son liked the color purple for a while, the color orange for a while. Whatever it is, whether it's building blocks in a line, it could be shape related, it could be action related, and there's probably more than one thing. Whatever it is that they're doing, if they're doing it in a really tight loop, you want to make that loop, that circle grow bigger. And so now you have 3 goals, and that's all you need for successful homeschooling for an entire year. Make that circle grow bigger, as in, all right, you like to do this? How about we 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 exercise together? You can go really far with a little acceptance and love and repetition. And they're already at home, so the social part is just you being wonderful with them. Not talking about them like they're broken would be a good start. That happens way too much. And even though they may not be talking, they are listening. Trust me. Everyone can hear that. Even animals can hear that. They can hear it in your tone, and they know their name. Be careful with them. So, we've got perseveration. We're going to build it bigger. Social skills. We're going to love better, right? And communication. You just wherever your child is. If they're at no language, then add some signs or some gestures. Be consistent. Respond when they use them. Add some approximations. If they have great language but only one subject, that's a perseverance. Build that loop bigger. All right, let's see what's being said here. Such a good point. Try not to let my plans turn into other things. Sometimes I'm too focused on the plan. So maybe goals more than specific plans is the question. Yeah. Or themes. I think you really just have the 3. And then inside that, because we don't know how long this is going to last, let's pretend it lasts 6 months. And you economically can't keep homeschooling and they go back to school after. Let's get some really good value out of these 6 months. And if you just had a heart attack because I said 6 months, let's call it 3. Okay? So let's decide that you're just going to work these themes, but inside the theme of perseveration or communication or social skills, each of you has a child on a different place on the spectrum and a different age. So I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you that you can take a goal and put it inside that is applicable to your child. This is my first Facebook Live. I don't want to overtalk. I want to make sure we close it off with an important point. So unless I see a question, let me make sure I'm doing this right. And if I have seen other people do Facebook Live, and usually the person says hi to whoever's asking questions. But if I do that, you'll know it's only my daughter. That's okay. Hi, Sarah. See, we don't care. It's a yes and world now. You embrace the mess, you embrace whatever happens, you do it different, you get comfortable, and you feel blessed because your children are at home. So the most important point that I can give you is be careful how you talk to yourself and your spouse and your child's siblings and your child. And make sure that the words coming out of your mouth embrace the situation, not the virus, not the illnesses, of course not the deaths, but this global uniting of everyone into a place where we're at home together and apart. And we're all trying to learn how to be different. And 21 days to change a habit. So if you're the person who's always talked about, for example, as if they're the broken person in the house and something to fix, stop that now. Stop that now and change it. Flip it on its side. Become the person that sees the value in their child and is only looking for the places that need help. And this is my final point. That's all you're ever meant to do as a teacher. That's all you're ever meant to do as a parent, is just see where the child is and ask them to go the next step and go there with them. That's all. Yes, you have a goal of maybe someday they'll go to college or whatever. It's a silly goal, really. You want them to be happy and comfortable and socially fitting in and maybe go to college, but whatever. More important than anything is you see where they're at and only add one step. And the best movie I can think of to help you with that is Frozen 2. Because when you don't know what to do, you just take the next right step. I'm Dr. Lynette Louise, the Brain Broad. We've been talking about doing it different with autism at home. And hardly anybody came, so thank you for being here, Tassara. I think we know how to do this. We'll check. Bye. Let's see, how do I end live video? If you end this video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to save or